Well, good morning, everyone. This is the Lawnmower Detective. I hope everyone's doing well, and I do apologize for the crazy birds outside. They're going nuts this morning for some reason. And well, let's get right to it. Um, this is what I affectionately call the Franken trailer. It was conceived in my crazy brain in order to fix the problem of dealing with all the leaves we have here on our 2 acres. We have about 30 trees here, and so we have a lot of leaves every year. So here we go. What you see here is a Yard Pro Estate Series 50-inch cut with a 20 horsepower Kohler opposed twin. Runs really well. Been around a while. She's a little old and long in the tooth, but she works really well. As you can see, I've got the 8-inch duct work coming off of the mower deck there, and going all the way back to what I'll show you next is a chipper vac. So stand by for just a minute and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, what you see here is the Kohler Magnum 20. I don't know if you can see that there, but it's an opposed twin, and one of the strongest ones I've ever come across. It had the mechanical fuel pump on it, and it was starting to fail, and I replaced it with one of the aftermarket ones, and it didn't last very long. So I watched a video from Terrell Fixes All, and I don't know if you can see it there. Let me see if I can get you in. So I replaced that mechanical one with the vacuum pump one. I watched his video where he did it on this exact engine, so that worked out well. So she's a strong runner, so we'll continue on with the rest. Alright, you can see the chipper vac there. That actually started its life as a simplicity chipper vac, kind of like one of the Billy Goats. It had its own frame, wheels, and all that stuff, but when I applied it to this application, I took all of the amenities off of it, the handle, the wheels, and the front vacuum portion of it. I had no use for that. I'll show you the other side here in just a little bit. But as you can see there at the bottom, I don't know if you can see what it's sitting on. Below the orange frame, below this orange frame here is an old frame from a riding lawnmower that my brother and I modified to fit in the rear of the Yard Pro. There was 2 slots back here, and it's designed so when it comes in, the frame comes in at an angle like this and then goes in those slots and sets down like this. So it's just held in there by gravity. And then of course the trailer is affixed here on the rear plate. That was the original rear plate of the riding mower, and that attaches down here with this hitch pin. That's a 8 horsepower Briggs & Stratton, strong runner as well. I also, as you can see on the side there, let me see if I can zoom you in without making y'all nauseous. Not one to focus. Let it sit there for a second. There it is. Okay. It also had a mechanical, or should I say, it had a weak vacuum pump on it, and it was going bad as well. It's just, 20 years old. So I installed one of the Briggs fuel pumps there, and it works awesome. So watch Terrell's videos on how to do that. Okay, so there's a side view of it. I'll try to pan you around here. This is just a little garden trailer that, it started its life as a little garden trailer, and it went through several variations. I originally had it attached to my zero turn over here, and it worked quite well, but the engine, this Simplicity, is so heavy, this chipper vac is so heavy, that I had it up here, mounted here with some outriggers, and it just was too top heavy, and it eventually fell over. This doesn't have a very wide footprint, so the center of gravity was just crazy. But that box is basically just put together with some scraps I had around here, plywood, and put a bed sheet over the top of it. And I'm currently in the process of working with this hose. Let me grab this hose real quick and I'll show you what not to get if you decide to do one of these. So if you're thinking about doing this, don't buy this cheap metal flexible hose. I don't know if y'all got that or not. This cheap flexible metal hose, it's nice and economical, but it just doesn't hold up. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's basically a foil pipe, which for all intents and purposes would work well, but under any type of pressure it just starts to peel apart. So that was not a good product to use there. So I'm in the process of ordering some PVC flexible vacuum hose pipe that's designed for this application. Okay, so we're back here. Here's another view of the trailer itself, and a little bit of math geek in me from my computer-aided drafting days working with engineers. I actually, like a kind of a nerd sometimes, calculated the volume of this. It's 34 cubic feet and 254 gallons in that is what that will hold. So you may ask yourself, why would I be concerned with that? No real reason. Just really wanted to know. Kind of a nerd that way. Okay, so here we are at the rear of the trailer. I'll just show you the door here. Just a basic plywood door. Opens up, held together with, held closed with a bungee cord. I got a pretty good volume in there. It holds quite a bit before you have to dump it out. And again, it's a work in progress. So every year I seem to change a little of this or change a little of that. So trying to make it better. Okay, here's the other side of the chipper vac. Okay. This is where the 8-inch pipe comes from the mower deck. It's sucked in this side here, and it goes through and gets chopped up and disintegrated and gets spit out right here and comes up to the trailer. Now this is also a chipper, so this tube on this side will actually handle up to about a 3-inch limb. And I had to add this chain here, as you can see, to take some of the weight off of the other side, because the engine is actually on the other side there where we looked at first. So it was wanting to twist towards what I call the driver's side, and so now I've got it kind of leveled out this direction. It's working out pretty good so far. Okay, so we're back all the way. We made it all the way around, and we're back up to the front. And one thing I failed to mention is that this crazy contraption from tip to tail is 17 feet long. I know it seems a little excessive, but it is pretty cool. I enjoy it. I know the neighbors look at me like an idiot when I'm out there in the yard with it, but that's okay. Not a problem. So, before I go, I just want to say thanks to everyone. I want to give a shout out to Terrell Fixes All for the fuel pump mod on that Kohler Magnum 20. Give a shout out to Mixed Mowers, Bruce Pinder, Donnie Boy 76, and Double Wide 6. All of you guys have been a big inspiration to me. I've watched tons and tons of your all's videos, and I learn something new every day, it seems like. So you guys keep up the great work, and hopefully I'll look forward to meeting you guys someday. And stay safe, be kind to one another, and hug your loved ones. Give them a big squeeze around the neck, because you never know, tomorrow might be a bad day. So hug them all, love your neighbors, and blue lives matter. Sorry to bring that into it, but being a police officer, I think I need to give a shout out to all of my brothers and sisters in blue, brown, green, any person in law enforcement or corrections, and the medical staff, the front, the first responders, and all the frontline employees. Stay the line, hold it, and take care of each other. Love y'all. Bye.